One Piece chapter 1173 is out. That's the number, yeah. And I'm gonna be reviewing it right here. So if you haven't read it yet, go read it, come back, and we can talk about it afterwards. Okay, you ready now? Alright, let's go. So we begin the chapter with where we left off last chapter, with Zoro and Harudin and Stanson right there. And so it's like, they are like, okay, Yorona, what is your plan? The same question we all asked us last week. What is Zoro's plan? What is this ingenious, great, unquestionable, good plan? And Zoro's like, okay, yeah, first things first. Is it alright if I cut those guys down? Pointing at the giant warrior pirates that are Gomi reverse it. And it's like, yeah, is it alright if I cut them down? Guys, is it okay? And they're like, yeah, I guess it has to be done. Our priority is to save Elder Yaru. So that's the top priority. So it's alright if you cut them down, but please at least save their dignity. We respect them as warriors. Those are all the giant warrior pirates, the old ones, not the new ones, not the new giant warrior pirates, the old ones. So please spare their dignity at least. And then we have two of the Domi-reversed giant warrior pirates turning around and like looking at Harudin and Stanson and are like, Harudin and Stanson, have you united all the giants by now? And the other Domi-reversed giant warrior pirates like, good one. By now they know that it's never going to happen. Like they're literally taunting them. And Harudin and Stanson snap. They're like having this vein up there, and they're like, okay, now Roro, go ahead, cut them down, those assholes, man, those assholes, cut them down. And Zoro's like, alright brothers, I got you. And here we come to the big reveal of Zoro's plan, of his ingenious, unquestionable, smart plan. And what is this plan? Well, Domi Reversi turns you into one of those. Domi reverses you if you step in between two Domi Reversi giants. Right, there is the information we have. That's the information Zoro got. Like, if you step in between them, you turn. So how does Zoro not step in between them but fight them? Well, he jumps. So we have a scene of Zoro jumping from shoulder and head to head of the different giant pirates, and basically just cutting them down from the air. Okay, so, and Harudin is like, this is smart. If you're above them, you're not in between them. No. Yeah, that's very smart, Roro. And Harudin and Stanson are like, okay, let's go. They're also getting ready to fight, and they're circling around them, one on each side. Okay, and now Zoro's just jumping from head to head here, not really attacking yet, but he's getting the attention of all the giant warrior pirates, all the Domi-reversi pirates. And he's getting ready for a big attack. And he charges a big move, secret technique with all his three swords out, and it's crossing of the sixth path. It's an attack we've seen before. I think he cut down the giant octopus in Fishman Island with it. But it's a technique of Zoro that is known. He used it before. And with this one move, at least how I saw it, he cut down most of all the giant warrior pirates that were Domi-reversed. Now, are they gonna regenerate afterwards? Because rocks regenerated when he was Domi-reversed. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% of it. What we see in this chapter is that he cuts them down. We don't see the outcome of it. We don't see them getting back up. He just cuts them down. Okay, after that, he keeps on jumping. Zoro's jumping a lot in this chapter. And he jumps right in between Dory and Broggy, and he's getting their attention. And they're like, oh no. And they're both ready in attack, both trying to attack Zorro. But what Zorro does is basically hit the air with his swords, and whoop, he gets out of the way of them. And Dory and Broggy cut each other down. We have just a panel of them cutting each other down, and basically an outline where both of their blood splurts out in black, just outlined. And Yaru's were like, Dory and Broggy, no! Basically, but yeah, he needed to stop them, but he's still like, those are still allies, man. So are they done for? Is it that quick? Did Zorro just get rid of all the Domiverse giant warrior pirates and Dory and Broggy? Is it that quick? We're not gonna know this chapter because that resolution is for another chapter. That's gonna be next week or the week after that, I guess. I didn't even check if there was a chapter next week. I have to check after. But yeah, that is for then to be seen. Okay, we move on to Brook. So Brook is still in his restraints. He is like a mummy bound up, like he's completely wrapped in Gunko's arrows, but he robbed all the way to Gunko. He came all the way to Gunko, over there, robbing all the way over there, and he starts to shout at Gunko, or should I say, shout at Princess Shuri, because that's the name he's yelling out. He's like, Princess Shuri, is it you? Is it really you? Like, and here we have an explanation for a question asked by the community. It's like, okay, if Brook knew Gunko, how come he didn't like recognize her earlier, or how come he didn't say something earlier to her? Well, we have the explanation right here. Like Brook is having like a monologue to himself. It's like you look so much like Princess Shuri, but you can't be her, because if she was alive today, she would be like 80 years old. And that kind of lines up with the backflash we had. We had a young Brook and an even younger Gunko. So maybe Brook was like 18 to 20 years old, and Gunko was like 8 to 10 years old. But nowadays, Brook is 90 years old, so Gunko is around 80, and Brook is saying this here. He's like, if she was alive today, she would be around 80 years old now. But you look just like her. The same blue hair, the same mismatched eye colors, because Gunko has heterochromia, where she has two different eye colors, very distinct. And Brook is like, is it you, Princess Shuri? And if it's not you, you must certainly be of her bloodline. And in this moment of Brook screaming out at her, and he's also mentioning like you like my music, right? Princess Shuri liked my music back in the day too. And in this moment, Gunko, or Shuri rather, is regaining control. Her memories of Brook are flooding back to her. Because remember, right before Imo took over Gunko, she was starting to have memories of Brook. That's where we got the backflash, when she was like a little child and dancing to his music, to him humming and singing to her. We got this backflash. And right now, even with Imo in her body controlling her, she's regaining control for just a moment. And she yells out to Brook, like, Brook, you must run! Run away! She's like, get away! And in that moment as well, she undoes all her bindings, all her arrows, on the entire island even. She undoes them. We see a scene of the children that are forced by a big arrow to walk in a direction. They're like, hey, look, that arrow is wiggling. Like it's she's loosening the control over the arrow will be. And as well as the bindings around Brook, they're coming loose and he's like able to slip out of them. But then we have Imo. Imo's like, Gunko, are your memories coming back? And are you trying to like take control of your own body? It's like, how dare your insolence? And Gunko's like screaming out in pain, like she's pained. Imo's like forcing her back. And as he does that, Brooke is almost slipped out of the arrows completely, but Imo regains control. And the arrows grab onto Brooke's legs. He's like, oh, my leg is caught. And then he yells out to Gunko, Imo, Shuri. It's like, how dare you yell me to run? I came here to resolve this matter. Who are you? And we also had a panel, I don't know if I got the order right now, probably not, recalling it all. But Gunko is like, are you Shuri? Are you my patricidal princess? I owed everything to the man he murdered. And we know Brooke, in that backflash, it was also a part of her theory that Brooke was like part of the royal guard at some point of the country of his origin. Before he was a pirate, he was part of a royal guard, that is known. And it was a theory, my theory kind of went along that Brooke basically met Gunko in the Holy Land. That now turns out is not the case. Shuri was actually the princess of the country where Brooke came from. And that princess killed her own father. Because that's what patricide is. That's father murder. Killing of their own parents. So at some point, Princess Shuri killed her own father. Brooke left the kingdom to become a pirate. And Brooke is like reminiscing, I was hoping to never think of you again in my entire life. Never meet you again, never think of you again, basically. I just want to know if it's you. Now this leads credence to another theory. Like, okay, what if Princess Shuri, when she killed her father, was already under the control of Imo? Because Imo and Gunko Shuri have a weird relationship. She's one of the only God's Knights to not age at all. She didn't age in like 20 years. And not 20 years. She didn't age and like she looks like 18, 20 around that age, right? It's like a rough range with older because all of his women kind of look around a certain age. Okay, she looks very young. And we know she should be 80 by now. She doesn't look 80, so she's at least been not aging for like 60 years now. So did Imo like have a contract with her, have her like force her to kill her father, like he did with Harold, to force him to take control of the country and bring the giants to like have an army? Did Imo do something similar with Princess Shuri here? Did like Shuri come to reverie with her father, the king, and met Imo or met someone and got a deep sea contract for some reason to take over the country, basically, to make the country bend the knee. Now nowadays, I think Gunko is part of the Manmeyer family. But if she's from our country, that doesn't really check out. Like, she is not really a Manmeyer, is she? Gunko is not her real name, she's Shuri. So all these things don't check out. So I assume, if you find this out, I assume there's a path to Gunko, to Shuri, where she was like this innocent soul and then got controlled by Imo and forced to kill her father. and forced to do that. And then Brooke turned her back on her because he was like loyal to the father of hers. He was very loyal to this kingdom. And then he went back on her and went and became a pirate and eventually died on the sea, as we know. So that's the story there so far. And Emu goes to attack Brooke here, and Brooke takes a shield and blocks Emu's attack, and you can't make this shit up. Like, not only is he shouting at Emu Gonkushuri, like, how dare you to tell me to run? I'm here to face you, I'm here. He's literally facing the big bad right now. Brooke is doing it again, what he did with Big Man. He's again going up against the big bad, and he's not afraid. He's like, I'm here to resolve this. Fuck you. Emu goes to attack Brooke, but he blocks it with his shield. And Emu's like, who art thou to Gunko? Who art thou to her? And that's as much as we get of Brooke in this chapter, but man, this skeleton has style. This skeleton doesn't give a shit who's he up again. He is part of the Pirate King's crew, and he's gonna just stand there and be like, yeah, I'm him. Man, Brooke is so cool. If he gets his ass whooped next chapter, because that's Emu, I'm fine with it. Because Brooke's gonna get his ass whooped by standing there, standing his ground like a man. Even if that happens next chapter, I'm a Brooke fan through and through. He did it once again. Alright, moving on. Now we cut back to the other Straw Hats. And we have them be like, Usopp is like, oh, my mind powers worked. The restraints came loose. Usopp is like, okay, yeah. It was all you, Usopp. It definitely wasn't Brooke being a man's man and getting through to Shuri. No, it was all Usopp actually using his mind powers. Confirmed in this chapter here. No, but really. So Shuri gaining control and releasing her powers enabled Nami, Usopp, and Jinbei to get loose. And they're like, okay, yeah, we're finally free again. So let's get to moving. And they're like, but Robin's restraints are different because Robin is wrapped up in the thorns by Summers. And Robin is like, ignore that, don't worry about me, get after the children. She's like, get after the children. Like one of the moms earlier on, she went running after the children, but I doubt she'll make it alone. And we have Sanji arriving here, like shouting, Nami's one in the distance, and he's also arriving here at the scene right now. Okay, moving on. We are moving back to where the children are. And we have Summers riding on a giant thorn snake. So he made like a snake out of his thorns and he's riding on top of it. And he's riding next to the children, just moving alongside them. And we have Colin like taunting him, like, if you're a real warrior, you would undo these restraints of us. You would undo these thorns of us and fight us like a real man. And Summers is just laughing and it's like, ah, good one. That's exactly why we're kidnapping you. We know how strong giants are. That's why we're kidnapping you, man. You're Gaban's kid, no? I know Gaban. We go way back. Oh, wait. Yeah, he beat me up a lot. Maybe not so smart to kidnap his kid then, man. I don't know. Gaban might come up and beat you up again. I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, he is very gleeful. He's like sitting on his snake, just riding, just vibing and just chilling. Like last chapter he already said, like, oh, I might just go back to sleep. It's like, he's kind of done with like being on Elbaf, doing anything. He's like giga lazy is how he comes off. He's like, doesn't want to do anything. And so he basically, I think mentally just calls to Lord Imu-sama, because they all have like this mind link to Imu-sama with the second contract. They always can talk to him basically telepathically. He's like, oh, great one. Like, we're almost at the port. Our job is almost done. Mine and Killingham's job is almost done. But is there anything else you want me to do? And we don't get an answer in this chapter for that. Like, we don't get an answer anymore. But in the moment where he calls to Imu-sama, we have all the moms basically arriving at where the children are. And Summers is like, what are these guys doing here? Hey, where are they all coming from? Like, Killingham's nightmare creatures were supposed to stop them from coming here. So like, he's almost at the port, their ship is right there, and all the parents arrive. And he's like, the nightmare creatures were supposed to stop them. And in that moment, we have the big Nika nightmare creature come and start attacking the parents. With like a knife, he's just stabbing at them and attacking them. And the children are yelling, the parents are yelling out to the children are yelling out to the parents, and the children are like, Mom, Dad, run, that's Nika, that's the evil Nika, the destroyer. Because of the myth of Elbaf having like different Nika interpretations, like the Nika that is a destroyer, the Nika that is a liberator, and the Nika as like a trickster deity that just spreads laughter. So there's a bit different interpretations of Nika, and this one is the destroyer of the world, basically. Nika destroyer, as a destroyer, okay. And the parents are like, don't go underestimating us. We are giants. We are part of the warrior generation still. We are the old League of Giants. We are still warriors, man. Don't go underestimating us. And it's all the moms. And there's also Grandpa Oimo, was it? I think it was Oimo, yeah. I think it was Oimo. I'm 90% sure it was Oimo. No, yeah. So Oimo's a grandpa, confirmed here in the chapter. Gotta love it, man. All the moms at Grandpa Oimo going and attacking the Nika. And then we have, in the distance, Goldberg and Gerd arriving. And she's like, okay, the kids are over there, they're almost at the port, we are not gonna make it. And so Gerd is like to Goldberg, okay, let's do it, Goldberg. And they go on and charge up an attack, the combi attack, the two generals. And in that moment, Rodo is running up and it's like, hey, let me join in. And it's like just three generals. And they launch the Giants attack. We've seen before, the name slipped my mind right now. But we've seen it before. We've seen Big Mom and Kaido use it. Gonkoko Sovereignty or something. Sorry if that was wrong now. Something like that. Yeah, so they charged the big giant warrior combo attack, which is basically a giant blast from their weapons towards the giant Nika creature. And the Nika creature starts falling, getting blasted back from that attack. And is falling right towards Summers. And Summers is like, no, hey, stop, you're gonna push me back. And the last panel we see is the ship getting destroyed by the giant creature falling on top of it. And we have like a panel of Summers going like, oh shit. No, I'm not 100% of that. Like either Summers manage to get out of the way. And it's like, oh shit, in this chapter, because the ship is destroyed and they don't have a way to get away with the kids anymore. That was their ship. They needed to get the kids out to kidnap them. And he's going, oh shit, because of that. Or Summers fell into the water with the giant creature onto the ship. The ship got destroyed and Summers is now in the water. And Summers is a devil fruit user. So he can't swim. So he's underwater going, oh shit, I'm fucked. So if that's the case, Summers' devil fruit should stop working. His thorns should stop dissolving. The thorns about Robin, if that was the case, next chapter we should see that. If he's in the water. If he's not in the water, he's still screwed. He's still fucking screwed, but not as much. But yeah, that was the chapter. And yeah, what a roller coaster. Is it over for the Domirersy Giants? Did Zoro just one-shot them like that? Or are they gonna regenerate? Is Brooke gonna get through to Princess Shuri even more? Is gonna have her free her from Emo? Is he gonna get through to her once more? Or does Emo have the control and stay in control? I think Emo stays in control, but like maybe we have like a flash of Shuri going through, coming through again and pleading to them. And then we have like the issue of like, yes, we have to beat her, but we also have to free her basically of Emo somehow. Like I was on board of the agency of like, okay, do we kill all gods tonight or do we free some? And I was always on the train of, if we free a god tonight, I want it to be Gunko. I was on the Gunko train the entire time already, being like, Gunko has to be like a good person, like she listens to Brooke's music and likes it. A person that likes good music can't be bad, right? No, but seriously, after this chapter, I'm fully on the train with that. I want Gunko to be liberated. Freed from Emo, freed from the contract, freed from whatever she is. We need to go into this character, it's so interesting. And Brooke was a gigachat this chapter. Brooke made moves once more against the big bad of the arc. And he stood there proud. Man, what a guy. What a guy. And yeah, and the Giants are not useless. Like, they might have just taken out Summers on their own. The Giant Warrior Pirates. Does that mean Summers is a useless? Fuck, yes, I'm starting to think Summers is just useless. He has a broken devil fruit, very strong devil fruit, very broken. But I do think Summers is one of those people that have like a broken devil fruit and are kinda useless otherwise. Like, he's a broken devil fruit and he can regenerate. Those two things make him very powerful compared to a normal person, but it's basically like having a Logia. Like, he cannot be attacked by a normal person, but by someone with like Haki, someone who's actually capable. I don't think Summers stands a chance. I think that's why Summers got his ass beaten by Gavan over and over and over in the past. And that's why Summers was so afraid of Gavan, because he knows he's not him. I don't think Summers is capable. Killing him? Maybe. Summers, I'm on the side of very incapable, very weak. Now, is Gunko Emus gonna put up a fight here? I feel like she has to. I feel like we still have to have like some sort of fight. So Killingham and Gunko Emu have to show up. I feel like the Domirersy Giants have to regenerate. Otherwise, this would be kinda quick. Like we had like big backflash, everything big, and then like a resolve in like one chapter. Would that be satisfying for you? I hope they regenerate. If they don't, that's what we get, and that's what we take, and we go on from that. But I very much think those giants are gonna be regenerating. Those giants are getting back up. and Zoro will cut them down again. The danger with that actually is like, how often can Zoro cut them down without it getting boring? Yeah, that's the other point actually, I guess, thinking about it. It's like, okay, we have like enemies that are, compared to Zoro, these giants are strong, but compared to Zoro, they are kind of weak, nah? Zoro loads them. So how often can we have Zoro cut them down before it gets boring? I don't know. So maybe they shouldn't get back up. Maybe I changed my mind just talking myself out of it now. Maybe this is it. Yeah, okay. So that's the chapter. Gonna be talking about it this coming week for sure. A lot about Shuri, about Brooke. Man, the backstory of the chapter. Great again. I like to have some story elements in my fighting chapters in One Piece. I don't like pure fighting, because that's not what One Piece is about. One Piece is about stories. One Piece is about lore, about backdrop, about history, geography, some person on the internet might even say. That is what One Piece is about. And the fighting it's fine. It's just not what it's about. The fighting serves a purpose. And if that's the purpose we serve, that is it. Anyway, for the third time, goodbye. Have a good one. Bye bye.